Ropapapapapa, fire! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Overpopulation and I am a Zimbabwean YouTuber. First and foremost, I would like to welcome all the new subscribers. Guys, I'm so excited and I am very happy because we are now at 700 something subscribers. It's road to 1000. hey, hey, hey. I'm so happy about that. So I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers to the family. I hope you guys will feel at home. Please remember to continue to share this channel with your friends, with your world, and also don't forget to like, to comment, and also put a post notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be the first one to get the notification that says Overpopulation has uploaded a new video. And to my returning subscribers, you guys are the best. I love you. Like, I don't know what I should do at this moment. But I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you guys for continuing to show me support by sharing my content, by continuing to like, by continuing to comment. I tell you, I'm so overwhelmed by joy and happiness at this moment, and I'll just like to say thank you. Anyway, before I take much of your time, I always like to keep these videos short and interesting and captivating as well. Today we're going to be talking about how I've been coping ever since I came back from Namibia here in Zimbabwe, and how life is different in Zimbabwe from Namibia. So yeah, this is coming from the point where in the video that I previously made, I talked about how I moved from Namibia to Zimbabwe, and some of you were asking how life has been ever since I moved back to Zimbabwe. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So do stay tuned. So, actually, you know what? How's life different from life in Namibia? You know what? It's the little things which are very annoying, and yet they are so loud when you think about it. Like, they're little, but when you see them, you're like, wow, this is such a huge difference. For example, so when I was staying in Namibia, we never experienced power cuts. Now, I don't know about now. I don't know about how things have changed since 2023. But I remember that for the 5 or 6 years that I was in Namibia, we only had one power cut, yo. Like one power cut. And it was in the middle of the night. And people complained. And even after people had complained, the government actually wrote an apology in a newspaper to say that, you know, we're so sorry about the power cut that we had in the middle of the night. And then here in Zimbabwe, power cuts are so normal. It's no longer load shedding. I don't know what this is. It can't be load shedding, or if it is load shedding, I don't know what level we are on, because we get so used to not having electricity that it has become a norm. Whether they're there or whether they're not there, it doesn't really make much of a difference. So I used to struggle with this the first 3 months when I was young, and I'll be like, how come I wake up at 10 o'clock and there's no electricity, and I stay and I'm at home during the day and there's no electricity? So and they only come at night at around like 8 o'clock. What am I going to do with the electricity at 8 p.m? What exactly am I supposed to do? So I had to make sure that my phone is charged at night. And then best believe, okay, with the phone that I had at that time, best believe that at around 1 p.m. the next day, my phone will not have any battery. And that was so frustrating because yeah. So if you're coming back to Zimbabwe and you have been away, I would suggest that you have a power bank. A power bank is crucial. It is a necessity. It is a need. You need a power bank because you're always going to experience power cuts. I mean, it's a bit better these days. I don't know what's happening, but back last year, yeah, it was a problem. And then secondly, the number of people in Zimbabwe. Yo guys, Zimbabwe is what's the word? There are too much people in Zimbabwe, guys. And compared to Namibia, guys, I could walk in Windhoek, the capital city of Namibia, and trust me, I would not find one single person that I would know. And if I'm probably even walking in a street, I might just, come across 2 or 3 people. Not that I know them, but total strangers as we're walking down the street. But you can't go through the same thing in Harare when you're in Zimbabwe. Harare is overly congested with people. Overpopulation, as that's what is happening in Zimbabwe. And it was so frustrating for me because literally when you're walking through town, it's like because you don't want to bump into anyone. So yeah, when I'm walking in town, I always try to make sure that I'm not walking in the aisle where most of the people are in. I'm just walking by the side of the road where the cars are coming from, so I can actually see where the cars that are coming to my side. But I make sure that I'm not getting inside the road because it's so annoying, I swear, just having to bump into people or just meeting random people that you haven't spoken to in like 4 or 5 years, and now it's kind of awkward and it's kind of nice at the same time because hey, I haven't seen you in such a long time, but hey, we don't have a lot to talk about. So hi, how have you been? I've been good. Okay, let's cut to the chase. And then it's like, so how long have you been back in Zim? How are you finding Zim? And I'm like, oh boy, now I have to go through this again. So yeah, that was one of the annoying things for me. And then there is the transportation in Zimbabwe. Yo guys, now if you're coming from Windhoek, you will know that Windhoek uses the taxi system. So you've got your small little cars, nice cars even, and then you can get them as soon as you actually get out of your house, or you don't have to walk very far to actually get a taxi. And you can get to your destination, and it's just and there's just you in the car. Of course, the taxi driver will be looking for people along the way, but you could get to your destination and you're just one person in the car. Now, when you're in Harare, I swear the sunburn is just not happening. It's happening because I'm walking in the sun every other time. So first of all, from where I stay, I think it's like 2 kilometers until I get to the road where I have to get combis, which is the mode of transportation in Zimbabwe. So now a combi, a commuter omnibus, you have about 16. I think about 16 people in the commuter omnibus, and it's 4 people in each row. So now because you've been walking, most of the people who are in the combi, you're already sweating and unpleasant smells, or if it's not unpleasant and it's just it's just there, it's like, hey, you're a little bit sweaty and the arm is like over here. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, but imagine 4 of you sitting in a small space and you have to like kind of squash because you have to fit in it. And what's worse is even when you've got like bigger people like myself or even bigger. You're so squished. So guys, the combi system, I'm not a fan, but it's the only thing that you can actually use for the only cheaper mode of transport that's there is for you to actually get to any place. So you've got to get used to it. Because the only other thing, there's InDrive. And I remember we used to have InDrive in Windhoek, but it was so much cheaper. Like I could get to certain places with just about 50 rands or like 36 rands or 36 Namibian dollars rather. But yeah, for you to get to any place with just $2, which would be the equivalent of about 550 Namibian dollars, right? I think $2.50 $2.50 would be the equivalent of about 50 Namibian dollars. You can't get anywhere with that sort of money. So using InDrive from my place, which is in Glodina Park, getting to town, this is about 16 kilometers, right? I would basically need about $15 just for me to get to town. And in as much as it's convenient, in as much as it's so comfortable to use the in-drive cars, it's not so realistic to be using in-drive each and every other day. So it just comes to a point where you're like, yeah, combis it is. And guys, I swear, combis. And I'm a combi mawan, guys, mawan. But the thing is, you know what's most frustrating is it could take a while for you to get to where you want to get to, because you're basically picking up people at each and every other bus stop, or even at places where a bus stop doesn't even exist. But because they're just people standing on the road or by the road, you have to stop for them, and then they have to ask, are you guys going to town? And sometimes it's a yes, sometimes it's a no. But imagine having about 10 or more stops trying to get people. Like, I really have to calculate maybe an hour before the time that I want to get to any place. So for example, because I'm not going to work and I start work at 4, I have to make sure that I'm leaving the house at 3 o'clock so that I'm in town by 4, because you never know what you come across. Sometimes it's picking people along the way that could take a lot of time. Sometimes it's actually the police that are along the road. And then on days that the police is on the road, best believe it's going to be an hour 30 minutes for you to get to where you want to go. And even on rainy days, I swear it's most frustrating on rainy days, because it just seems like people don't know how to drive. People have suddenly forgotten the road rules, and there are a lot of accidents, and you're just like, but what's happening? Like, just 5 minutes of rain and there's already total confusion and you're already late. So yeah, that's on combis. And then I want to talk about how bank charges and tax in Harare or in Zimbabwe, it will be the death of us one day. So yeah, I use Bank, and whenever my salary comes in and I want to withdraw it, and I can't afford having the money inside the bank and withdrawing it whenever I please or swiping whenever I please, because bank charges will kill you. So it's one of those situations whereby if when the salary comes in, I have to always make sure that I leave at least $20 or $25 inside the bank, because that's what they're going to charge as their bank fee. So it's quite frustrating. And then tax, guys. Tell me why I'm being taxed $100. Oh, this does not make any sense for me, because I'm thinking about how when I was an office administrator at a particular company in Windhoek, our tax was below 100 Namibian dollars. I would pay less than 100 Namibian dollars for my tax. And I'm just like, it really doesn't make any sense. I mean, I was being paid about 4,500 Namibian dollars, and then the tax was about 30 Namibian dollars or 50 Namibian dollars. All I remember is that they would at least take off 100 Namibian dollars from my salary, of which I would remain with about 4,400. And this 100 Namibian dollars would cover both tax and what do they call it? This institution that's supposed to represent you, or that's supposed to pay you off the money when you're pregnant or when you end up retiring. I forgot the name of that institution in Namibia. And for the exact equivalent of that institution here in Zimbabwe, which is NASA, we pay about $15. So I'm looking at about $115 or $120 roughly. That's being taken off from my pay for the hard work that I've put in. It doesn't make much sense to me. I'm just like, so this is like daylight robbery. Yes, I've said it. It's daylight robbery. I don't understand. I'm failing to understand why people are taking so much money from our tax. And the thing is, it's depending from the tax bracket that you're in. So the higher you're in, definitely they're going to take much more money from you. It's a trap. Working in Harare is a trap. It's an entire trap. I really don't understand. Just thinking about it, I'm just like, but why? Why? Yeah, ne?